The African National Congress, ANC, has been plunged into turmoil following explosive claims made by former minister and senior party leader Mokonyane. She accused President Cyril Ramaphosa of involvement in secret multi-billion rand prison deals, allegations that have sent shockwaves through South Africa. The nation awoke to yet another political scandal as Mokonyane's claims went viral, threatening to destabilize the ruling party and irreparably tarnish the president's carefully cultivated image as a reformer. During what was supposed to be a routine parliamentary caucus debate, Mokonyane stunned her colleagues by implicating President Ramaphosa in the signing and cover-up of private correctional service contracts worth billions of rand. According to her, these deals were negotiated and deliberately concealed from both Parliament and the public, circumventing crucial oversight mechanisms designed to protect public funds. Her revelations not only reignited long-standing controversies surrounding corruption within the ANC but also rattled the political establishment at large. Mokonyane alleged that as president, Ramaphosa directly oversaw a series of private prison contracts with companies linked to his political and business allies. Public funds, she claimed, were siphoned off through inflated agreements covering everything from prison security and catering to infrastructure and technological upgrades. Many of these contracts, she maintained, were deliberately hidden or classified under national security pretenses. More ominously, she suggested that whistleblowers within the Department of Correctional Services had already shared with her copies of invoices, letters, and payment records, all of which connected the suspicious deals to the president's office. According to Mokonyane, these prison contracts were never meant to improve correctional services. Instead, she argued, they were designed to enrich a narrow political elite while leaving millions of South Africans in poverty and despair. President Ramaphosa, in contrast, had built his reputation on the promise of restoring the ANC after the corrupt state capture era under former President Jacob Zuma. His administration was founded on principles of transparency, accountability, and reform, presenting a stark departure from the entrenched corruption of Zuma's presidency. Under his leadership, the ANC became associated with moral revival and good governance. However, if Mokonyane's allegations proved true, political analysts warned that Ramaphosa's image as a corruption buster could collapse entirely, potentially ending his presidency and irreparably damaging the ANC's reputation. Opposition parties have already seized on the scandal. Julius Malema, leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, called for the president's immediate suspension pending a full investigation for alleged betrayal of public trust. Meanwhile, Democratic Alliance, DA, leader John Steenhuisen demanded a comprehensive parliamentary inquiry, asserting that South Africans cannot tolerate a president who exploits prisons for financial gain. Both parties have pledged to pursue the matter relentlessly, framing it as proof that the ANC remains incapable of meaningful change. The timing of these revelations is particularly fraught, coming as national elections approach and public confidence in the ANC sits at historic lows. Observers caution that even if the allegations are never proven, the mere perception of corruption could derail the party's electoral prospects. Within the ANC, the fallout has been immediate and intense. Senior leaders are reportedly split into two factions, one aligned with Ramaphosa, accusing Mokonyane of acting as an agitator for opposition forces still bitter over prior leadership contests, and another composed of veterans and reformers who fear that her claims may merely scratch the surface of a much deeper web of corruption entrenched across multiple government administrations. Factional divisions, long a feature of the ANC, have now become more pronounced than ever. Emergency sessions at Latuli House are said to have already taken place, with some provincial leaders calling for Ramaphosa to temporarily step aside to preserve the party's credibility. Others warn that removing him at this critical juncture could plunge the ANC into disarray and jeopardize its electoral prospects. Political insiders suggest that this escalating tension could spark another internal struggle rivaling the acrimonious handover from Zuma to Ramaphosa years ago. Public reaction has been equally fierce. Within hours of Mokonyane's disclosure, social media erupted with outrage. Hashtags such as hashtag Ramaphosa exposed, hashtag prison contracts, and hashtag corruption trended nationwide. Citizens flooded online comment sections, expressing anger and disappointment at what they perceive as another betrayal by an elite that has long pledged to combat corruption yet remains mired in it. Civil society organizations, anti-corruption monitors, and justice reform activists have joined the chorus of condemnation. Many are demanding that the Special Investigating Unit, SIU, and the Public Protector's Office intervene immediately, while others are calling on the Hawks and the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, to conduct proper criminal investigations into the alleged contracts. "This is not about money," declared a protester during a march in Johannesburg. "This is about the complete breakdown of public confidence. If even our prisons are corrupted, then what hope remains for ordinary South Africans?" The scandal has also attracted international attention. Reports suggest that some of the implicated private companies maintain offshore financial connections, raising concerns about money laundering and cross-border corruption. Should these links be verified, South Africa could face scrutiny from international watchdogs and financial institutions responsible for tracking illicit funds and government corruption. Intelligence sources further warned that the scandal could carry serious diplomatic consequences, with foreign investors and international allies closely monitoring developments. Many fear that continued political instability could exacerbate South Africa's fragile economy, deter essential investment, and potentially damage the nation's global reputation and credit ratings. President Ramaphosa has, so far, refrained from responding directly to Nomulane's accusations. Late yesterday, the presidency issued a carefully worded statement dismissing the allegations as false, malicious, and politically motivated. The statement suggested that certain individuals are attempting to destabilize the government ahead of the elections and described the claims as an orchestrated smear campaign driven by factional interests. Yet critics argue that this response is wholly inadequate. "South Africans deserve answers, not denial," asserted a prominent political analyst during a televised interview. "If the president has nothing to hide, he should welcome an independent investigation rather than simply rejecting the allegations."